Alright, in this problem we want to find the absolute max and min of f of x equals x minus 2 to the 3/5 minus 3 on the interval from 0 to 4. So the absolute extrema could occur either at the critical values or, because this is a closed interval, at the endpoints. So we first need to find critical values. So we're going to do that by finding the first derivative. So we'll bring the 3/5 down out front. By the chain rule, we leave the x minus 2 there. To the power of 3/5 minus 1, 3/5 minus 5/5 is negative 2/5, times the derivative of x minus 2 is just 1, and the derivative of negative 3 is 0. So that's the derivative, and I'm going to write it so that it has a positive exponent and a radical. So I'm going to put this factor, x minus 2 to the negative 2/5, in the denominator and write it as this fifth root of x minus 2 all squared. Now critical values occur either where this equals 0 or where it's undefined. Now if I set this equal to 0 and I multiply both sides of this equation by this whole denominator, I'm going to get 3 equals 0, which has no solution. So instead we'll look for critical values where the denominator equals 0. Oops, that should be a fifth root there. So now I'm going to set this entire denominator of the derivative equal to 0. Dividing both sides by 5, we get the fifth root of x minus 2 all squared equals 0. Take the square root of both sides and we get the fifth root of x minus 2 equals 0. Raise both sides to the fifth power, we get x minus 2 equals 0, or x equals 2. So the absolute extrema occurs either at this critical value of 2 or at one of the two endpoints, 0 or 4. The way we tell is we just plug in those three values and see which is the largest and which is the smallest to get the absolute extrema. So f of 0 would be negative 2 to the 3/5 power minus 3, which we'll just have to approximate in a minute. F of 2 is 2 minus 2 to the 3/5. Well, 2 minus 2 is 0, so that first term is 0, minus 3. So f of 2 is equal to negative 3. And then for this one, we have f of 4 is 4 minus 2 is going to be 2, so positive 2 to the 3/5 power minus 3. So let's see what we get for those y values here. Okay, plugging these numbers in, let's do this here. I have negative 2 to the 3/5 minus 3, so let's raise negative 2 to the 3/5 power, so we're going to do to the power of 3 is negative 8, and then the fifth root of that, let's see, that sounds about right. So there's the negative 2 to the 3/5 power, then we want to subtract 3 from that to get negative 4.5157. And then we need to do positive 2 to the 3/5 power. So 2 cubed is 8, so let's just take the fifth root of 8. Get positive 1.5157 minus 3, oops. So minus 3 is negative 1.4843. Okay, so this one, let's see, we have negative 4.5, negative 3, and negative 1.4843. So this should actually be the maximum there. And this, see, the smallest of these numbers is this one. That would be the absolute min. Let's see, we need to round to 3 decimal places, so I would actually round this minimum to negative 4.51, let's see, that's going to round up, so negative 4.516 perhaps, and then negative 1. That'll round down, so negative 1.484.